Alright, this is Calibos, and we are playing Project Ozone 3. So I thought we would begin this episode by saying I have looked into a little bit of modular machinery, and this guy is freaking amazing. So where's the controller? Check this out. So there's only 6 basic structures that it makes in this pack. But from the sounds of it, it's designed to do pretty much everything in Greg Tech and anything that the mod maker is willing to just go ahead and do. So looking at this one, this converts magic to any other kind of magic. How nuts is that? So if I really wanted to, remember the ember thing way on the bottom? Down there, we could convert ember into mana from Botania here, or apparently Thaumcraft stuff, or whatever, because that's what these do. So this outputs and inputs mana, and this outputs and inputs ember. I don't know what crystal is, but I'm guessing that that might also be ember. Laser stuff from that, so it might just convert the ember into mana and vice versa. But it determines, it can detect weather, pump jack, so that's basically like pumping fluids and stuff. Passage of time, items, input, output. So we can use coal. That's what the firebox is, heat based. Different fluids and stuff like that. So this is pretty nuts. So we can like change any kind of energy to any other kind of energy. So let's go back to the controller really quick. So this one converts magic to other kinds of magic, right? This one, and you notice that it's a dynamically generated thing. This interface. And this is amazing. So this is a super reactor. I'm not sure exactly how it, what it's based on, but if you look, rolling over this, it shows all of the blocks necessary to build it. You're like, well, but how are we going to know where they go? So this one shows it layer by layer and tells you what each block is. I mean, seriously, this is freaking amazing. So, this transforms power to any other type of power, and it's like FE. Let's see, where's the other one? Because it actually specifically talks about changing FE into EU, which is from IC2, and into RF and into whatever. So that's pretty crazy. An auto sieve. Oh, I remembered that I actually used this. That's nice. So this theoretically is a giant automatic sieve. And I was actually thinking about making this. Oh, nice. So we can actually vary the recipe depending on how big that we want to do this. So if it requires one machine controller, we can make an output of whatever size that we want, 59 machine casing, input of whatever size we want, 12 blocks of iron, 4 machine circuitry, 16 machine gearboxes, 2 energy input hatches of any size, and 1 mob masher. And And the dude who made this mod, basically, it sounds like he set it up very easily for people to be able to change the recipes and make their own, you know, machine designs. So that people can, you know, they come up with a thing with the ingredients for it, and the mod tries to come up with a design on its own, or something like that. So it's nuts. I will probably never do anything with this, but it seems really cool. I have no idea what this laser cutter is for, but I think it's from Mechanism, maybe? So, we don't actually need to do really anything in the mod as far as that goes. At least I don't think so. So we've been talking for 6 minutes. Let's see how this is going. I actually moved a thing across already. So we're at 34. So yeah, I'm not going to make any of the modular machine things, but it's supposed to be hugely customizable. And as flexible as the mod maker or mod pack maker was willing to be for it. Let's charge this and turn that off. Oh, what's our yellorium at? Yellorium. Uranium. So, very impressive. Very impressive. Anyway, let's continue working our way through it, because we're gonna build all of the things. So we did the modular control. That's this. These are basically all of the various multi-block parts. So here it is. Here's the ember stuff, input and output, and I bet there's two, yeah. So we need to make these all the way through, and then here's the item input and output all the way up to the ludicrous ones. Here's the mana input and output. Here's the fluids input and output, and the energy input and output. So I suspect that this is going to be a matter of building each of the things. So if we take the recipe for Dawnstone, and then we go Dawnstone plate is, let's do that. Dawnstone plate is there, and then we're going to put it through the compactor. Oh, it's the other side. And then we're going to pop these through here. So I've gone ahead and I placed the last row of those, because why not? We'll switch this out. So we have this, we have that now. Carmite plate. So that, we need to automate the Carmite blend. Automate that. And then we need to do this. Okay, let's swap that to that. And now we just need to set up a smelting thing. So we're going to come over here to our red. And we're going to go boom. And just kind of work our way down here. So now we want to look at this one. So this one is basically going to be better. So we can make the emitter already. Additional emitter. Additional. Okay, so we're pretty much just going to be going through and placing this. Alright, so let's go ahead and try to make this now. So this is the tiny. Did we make the recipe for the tiny one? Maybe we didn't. So let's make one of these. We should just take it a second. Oh, we have to make the output as well. Output. Receptor. That's that. Alright, so now we should just be able to go small output, next size output, copper output, oh, we need some more patterns, guys. Patterns. Alright, let's make 100. We're starting to get to the point where we can just make what we want. And that is a good point to be at. Okay, so back to this. So reinforced. So it looks like we have the reinforce the copper. So we need to make this one. Big, huge. Ember reactor output. So now we need this one. So I think we've got the small already. Let's make the reinforced. This is the input. This is the big one again for input. Huge again for input. And reactor input. That's going to fill up our thing really quick. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So one of the reasons that I'm doing this is, one, so that we can just go through and click all of the stuff. But two, I'm kind of thinking about if I'm not sure if we're not actually going to require this. Oh, that's the wrong one. So Ember. So this sets us up just in case we actually have to make these. I worry that we may actually be required to use these at some point besides the crafting. I mean, I'm not super worried because it looks like it's going to be fairly simple. I think reinforced is the next one. Yep, reinforced. Or maybe it was copper cell. Yeah, copper cell is the next one. Oh, there it is. So copper cell, and that's the copper cell input. So we need a copper cell. Did I not make the copper cell output? Small, it goes from small to reinforced. Small to reinforced. Copper cell input. Huh. No, I didn't make it. Oops. But yeah, well, it's not requiring it now. I'm just concerned that we may end up doing it. So I'd rather have the recipes in and not need them, especially since it makes this part of our life easier. Reinforced. So that would be reinforced, go, and reinforced, reinforced, go. Wait, do we not have the reinforced ember output? Oh. Oops. Have it now. So now we need the next one, which is going to be big. Okay, big. So big and big. So from here we want to go huge, and no, that's copper cell. Huge, and this is input, so now huge output. Alright, we're almost there. So now we have ember reactor and then crystal cell. Reactor input. Reactor output. And I'm guessing crystal cell is basically the battery. So let's go ahead and look at that. So crystal cell is going to require crystal cell input to crystal cell output. actually... Oh, okay, so we didn't actually make those. Let's go ahead and toss those in. So the recipes are actually pretty straightforward, and they scale up reasonably. All right. So that is this entire row right here. So we kind of whipped through that. Our next row is going to be items. So we already know how to make hoppers. We're just gonna kind of do this. Looks like it just adds the idea of hoppers and chests just kind of like adds to storage and stuff. Okay, so tiny, small, normal, reinforced, big, any kind of chest, huge, ludicrous. And then we're basically going to do the same thing in reversed for whatever, and it really is reversed. Looks like it basically has the hopper on the bottom pulling out rather than the hopper on the top putting in. So that's pretty legit. So I like these recipes. They are actually fairly well thought out. And you can look at the image and tell what this slot is. So that's pretty cool in my book. It was originally designed to work with GregTech, so I don't know about that. GregTech is not my cup of tea. I know that there are definitely people who like GregTech, and they like the kind of inherent grindiness that comes with that sort of thing. I personally prefer to automate everything and move on with my life, as you can tell, and as I've said. So that's the first one. We'll go ahead and claim everything all at once. So now we're going to do that and that. These out. Look at the next one. It's done. We may simply have to do that. Well, maybe not. So normal and red is normal. So that's normal. That should have completed the quest. So now we're going to do we'll check actually, because I don't want to have to go back through and forced if I don't have to. So now we want reinforced. Reinforced go. And reinforced go. Alright, that's that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and call it here, and I'm going to try and finish on the next episode. We are still grinding our way through this. I'm going to put more in right now as we watch. So we want iron. We want jade. We want biotite. Then we're going to pop this in here and wait. Alright, so I hope you guys liked the episode. If you did, go ahead and leave me a like. If you didn't, don't. Simple as that. Questions, comments, concerns can all go below. You folks are awesome, and I hope you have a great night.